My e4 was too strong for him. 1750 and 1755. This is a maybe a Philidor or a King's Indian, depending on whether he plays this or that. This is kind of consistent with the King's Indian setup. He's just keeping his hand close. Yeah, I like to fianchetto against the King's Indian, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I didn't expect that move. Okay. I'm just going to develop my king side here. Aha. I'm still going to develop my king side. Let's see. Can I exploit that in any way? If I push the pawn, he takes, I take. I push the pawn, he pushes. And the knight has nowhere to go. Well, it goes back here. I don't know. I feel like doing something about his formation here. I'm threatening to take and then take his rook. So that would kind of put an end to his attack. I think pushing is the logical move, but then the king side is closed and it's safe for my king. And my knight will probably just go back and reroute. Yeah. So let's see. I could also go here or here. Let's see. If I go here, and then there. That's reasonable as well. Plus it hits that pawn. So let's do that. The knight on e3 is not a bad piece. Can always play f3 at some point later to try and open things up. Let's try and maintain a big center here. And welcome to the stream, everybody. First game. And my opponent trying hard to do something. But so I think I will just castle here and develop my pieces. This knight could go here, and this knight could go here to here, and we'd gang up on this spot. Although it's well defended. It's defended by the queen and the bishop at this point. Might not always be the case, though. I could also push these pawns here. Let's get rid of this paint. Push these pawns. Push the bishop here, push here, that kind of thing. Well, my opponent is thinking what to do, what to do. So while we're waiting, I thought I'd tell you about a plan I have. There's I've never played video games, not much, very little. But there is a promotion that Stream Elements is promoting, and I've been thinking I should try playing video games again. So the game is War Thunder, and so I might play some War Thunder this afternoon. So it'll be like first time. I haven't played it yet, so you have the experience of an old guy playing a video game for the first time, an old and inexperienced Very few video games have I ever played. Okay, yeah, let's just castle. Anyway, War Thunder is a free-to-play game, and so it's not costing me anything. And also, it's an older game, so I think my PC would be up to handling it. There's always a question whether your PC can handle it or not. Should I put the knight here now? Should I put this knight here first? Or here? Let's do this. Let's bring the bishop out to b7, b2 first. Yeah, and the bishop on, the pawn on b3 stops that knight from coming forward, so that's convenient. Okay, let's defend this because I want to keep this pawn here for potential breaks later. Okay, so we're going to go here and then push the d pawn if he lets me. If he takes, I'll take back with the bishop, of course. And I'll have maybe some pressure here on f6. And I'll do what I can to make his king feel insecure in the center here. I don't want to take because he might take back with the f-pawn and open up an attack along the f-file. I want to try and keep that closed. Tevis, yeah, so he defended the f-pawn, but I can push here now. Bonk. And then I can take on, yeah, I can take here and get a half-open file here, which is better for me. Get my rook here. Now, I want to put my knight here. He wants to take it. Let's reroute this knight. Here to here now. So when I go here, it's a threat. Hits the queen, hits the knight. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. We can keep piling up here. Oh, he took with the bishop. That's surprising. Now, I could take with the rook. Yeah, and help slow down the advance of this f-pawn. Pile up on this file. And yeah, I don't think he would be able to defend that. I could bring a rook over. Could bring a queen over. Have to watch out for this guy. But if I'm careful, I can maneuver 3 attackers onto this, and then a 4th one there, and just 4 moves, 4 attackers. It's 3 moves, 4 attackers. It's pretty quick. He's got 2 defenders. He could step the king up, but he would have to move the rook to bring the bishop over. The knight's not easily able to attack this square. Anyway, he just lost on time. Interesting. I guess he wasn't expecting my responses. Let's play another game. Okay, Sicilian. What is that? The C3 Sicilian, yeah. The Alapin Sicilian. I'm attacking this pawn, although not really, because he has the check. Oh, if I move this pawn, he has the check. But he defended it. But that weakens his king side. I should put my queen here, right? Eventually. 4 now. Let's play this move. Stop the pawns from coming forward. I guess they can't be stopped, really. Then I can put the bishop over here. And get castled. So I'm thinking maybe A6 and B5, right? Not only does it give me a tempo on the bishop, creates a space for my bishop, and it restricts this knight here. Ah, he doesn't want me playing that. Here, let's insist. Maybe I can't insist. I guess I could go here with the knight, and that would attack the bishop. Let's do that. See where he wants that bishop to go. Okay, now if I go here, he takes, I take. The rook is defending the knight. Thank you for the follow, MSK. Yeah, I think we should do that. And well, the queen was also defending the knight, but just so that you have to be careful of discoveries like this. This moves suddenly and it checks the king. You know, if this were left loose here, it might be a problem. But it was defended twice. Now, I was thinking I could go here. It's this bishop hits this pawn. Pressure on his bishop, although it's defended by the knight, but I could, yeah. So he decides to give that bishop up. He might get this pawn. It's a bit weak. But, well, I'll do what I can to defend it. So he goes there. Yeah, let's attack this pawn. Queen here, rook here. Should I do the queen first or the rook? So if I put the queen here, and it's on a diagonal with this king. It's the main point, this diagonal. And then I could push this pawn forward. Erase that. Push this pawn forward to try and dislodge this guy. Yeah, let's just be direct. Let's go here. And this also threatens this pawn, so. He defends it. Okay, so yeah, let's play here. He can't push the pawn. And I am threatening just to take. He could retreat his bishop back, yeah. That he could do. Now, I can still take. He'll get his bishop here supported by the knight. I'll have this, but I'll have to move the queen first. Where will the queen go? It could go here. Here. Anyway, yeah, let's open things up. It's nice to have the queen on a square where it's supported, in case there's any discoveries along this file. So I guess I'll just go there. Is there knight takes e4 before taking? Maybe. Yeah, I was thinking about knight takes e4, right? Because it opens up this diagonal. But I didn't see it being any good in that particular circumstance. Yeah, well, it was too late by the time I took, of course. And now the bishop is defended, so I can push this pawn. He takes, I take. He takes, I take. The knight could just take. Yeah. Probably didn't work then. Well, Joe, if you're watching, I guess I have to be on my toes. You're always finding the moves I miss. He moved his king away from the checking diagonal. Yeah, so he pushes. But I thought when he does that, it might be okay for me. I didn't give enough thought to this one. I didn't think about where the knight would go. Let's see. But I guess I can wander around this way. Would have been better if I could have gone somewhere to attack this pawn. But once I blockade it, I can push the f pawn and attack it that way. And the bishop is loose. So my idea is to start pushing my pawns, the D and C pawns, before he starts pushing his F and E pawns. Oh, he gives up the bishop. He really wants to maintain this blockade. Interesting. Okay, I kind of want to move the knight out of the way. So the bishop helps restrict these pawns. But if I take the bishop, he'll take with the knight, and then I have to deal with that pair of knights. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be afraid of that, but it's annoying for sure. Especially in a blitz game, knights are so tricky. So I can force an exchange here. How about I just open this up? I mean, he's got this nice blockading knight, but on the other hand, he can't attack my backwards pawn here, so interesting. Interesting standoff. So we're ready for a battle of the bishop pair. There is a skewer here. I was seeing that, but as long as he has this securely blockaded knight here. So if I take here, he takes there. I can move my queen. Yeah, let's take here first, so I don't have to worry about the rook being under fire, and then take here. So we got rid of all the pawns. We got an open board with knights versus bishops. And he does have a bank rank problem, if I can exploit that somehow. Yep, that knight was under fire. Ah, now I can hit the queen, at least. Too bad the rook wasn't there, but I was worried about him coming down here and taking this rook if my queen got distracted. Oh, he didn't take the... I guess there wasn't time to take the bishop. Didn't fancy taking on h2. h2. No, didn't strike me as something good. Oh, he wants to trade queens. I should avoid running out of time. So this rook defends the bishop. So he's down a piece. And now his only hope is to beat me on time. I'm going to bring my rook down here. You can resign anytime now. So the trick is going to be to avoid losing all my pawns. And as long as I've got a pawn here that's not the... let's see which way he goes. He goes that way. Okay, let's step forward. Yep, he blockades. Okay, so now the trick is to get in front of that. No, to drive the king back. That's the trick. Here we go. I think we got it now. No need to give up the bishop. And we get a queen. I think he can resign now. Yeah, that was a tough game. Struggled all the way. Let's see, what was that in the analysis board? Could I have taken on 8? Well, at first let's look at that that interesting point about taking on e4. Yeah, so I took there first. Taking on e4. See if he takes with the pawn, then I can take here, and it's a fork. Yeah, that's a nice one. But like you said, he could take with the knight, and then it's not enough compensation. Yep, just as you say. Well, actually, according to the computer here, it is enough compensation. It rates it as even. Let's see, how does this go? Knight takes, bishop takes, bishop takes, queen takes. Yeah, I get a piece anyway. So, in fact, I could play knight takes e5 here. Knight takes e4. That would be... Oh, no, no. Queen takes. Or knight here. Okay, so it's refuted not by pawn takes or knight takes, but by knight here. Escape the knight, attacking my queen. Doesn't my queen have a square it could go to that attacks the knight? Like, what if I go here? Then he's got to check. And then he takes my knight. Okay, I guess there's no getting around it, so it didn't work. But it was an interesting idea. Go back to knight takes e4 and see if the engine gives a refutation. Yeah, that's what I just did. Thank you, Catman. Okay, let's get another game here. You're struggling to find moves the whole game. Well, it did come through in the end. Maybe I had a win at one point. Perhaps, perhaps. So we got a d4 opening. Queen's Gambit declined. And just play the slow version here. So this could be the Moran variation, but he's not doing that. The Moran variation, they play b5 to kick the bishop back. Characteristic move. He has set up his queen and bishop in a battery here. I could just play e4, couldn't I? Can't take it. And I'm threatening e5. You missed a queen trade. That would have made things easier for you, for sure. That whole endgame, you were just looking for how... Yeah, so I made your life easy by trading queens for you. So I don't want to allow him to take here. So maybe we can do this. This is going to end up, I'm going to costing me my bishop here, it looks like. But his bishop will be blocked in, so that will be good. And anyway, I can develop my pieces with tempo. Rook to the c file, bishop out. Can threaten this e-pawn. He still has to find a safe home for his king. He's threatening the e-pawn. How rude. How rude. He can put his knight there, huh? Okay, but I can kick his queen, so... go here. I was thinking he had knight c5 to just win this pawn, but I can play b3, I think, because the queen, I want to play b3 anyway. I would like to play b3. Yeah, queen can't get on this diagonal. My bishop can, so that will be good. And then rook to the c file. So just a slight circumlocution. Yeah, it was time pressure that was messing you up for sure. Okay, so 2 attackers, 2 defenders, a balanced position. Okay, he wants to go there with the queen. This is no longer under attack, so we can go here. Bring that rook to the e file. He was actually threatening queen takes rook. Queen takes rook, queen takes, bishop takes, queen, king takes, and he wins the exchange. So, but now the rook is defended by the rook, so it's no longer being threatened. So maybe I should play queen to g4, g5. Huh. I didn't notice that he had a skewer here. Fortunately, my rook, or my knight is defending it. It's a very trusty knight there. But that was just luck for me because I was not paying attention like I should have. Okay, Amin Jabber. Ah, yeah, so he's just going to eliminate the knight. Can't say as I blame him. Okay, let's bring a rook over so we have it at least defended. And I'll have 3 pieces attacking this pawn at the end of all these trades. And I'll be attacking his bishop too. So I think I win a pawn at least. Maybe I win a piece. Yeah, because these are weak. I win a piece. Yeah. I wasn't planning to win a piece, but I will take it. Okay, so the knight. Well, I have to be careful. Yeah, at least I can take here. Queen is defended. He has bishop takes pawn check to launch a discovered attack on my queen. Oh, could I have taken the knight? I was thinking it was defended. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I was blind. I was blind. So yeah, I won a pawn when I could have won a piece. That was silly. This wins a rook, doesn't it? Right? He's not He's not mating me back here. I think he thought I would take with the queen and then he would take my rook. Doesn't work. In fact, this leads to a mate, doesn't it? Bishop takes f2 didn't work because the queen was defended, and queen takes rook didn't work because I could take with the rook. Yeah, interesting, but yeah, he miscalculated. What? Wrong button. So I have time for one more game, I think. Get somebody new here. You're so confused. What is he doing? You know, sometimes you don't try so hard to figure out what your opponent is doing. You just roll with it. So we got a Scandinavian defense, or center counter. Ooh, and he's playing the old-fashioned gambit, the Scandinavian gambit. This is a good gambit for black, actually. White should not play this way. Although I don't always get the best results, I will say. He hasn't played d3, which he should have. So I'm going to try playing e4 and see what that does. Maybe it's not the right answer. I mean, he can attack the pawn, but I can defend it, and then I can attack his knight. Aha. He pins the pawn. Okay. Well, let's start by defending the pawn. Actually, maybe I should have started by defending this way, because that would unpin and defend at the same time. Well, I had to play that. It probably would have just transposed. Looks like I had to play that anyway. So you have knight d4 hitting the queen if I need it, and then knight to c2 with the fork. I think he's in trouble. He could play d3 now, I guess. I would win a pawn. He could get the queens off. Maybe get something out of it. What is better, knight d4 or knight b4? Ah, I didn't think about knight b4. Yeah, knight d4 was so obvious because it's forcing. But he doesn't really have a way. Not so easy to defend anyway. He could move his king after knight b4 and use the king to defend the square, or move his queen back. Oh, he can move his queen back now. Oh, I wasn't seeing that right. Okay, let's kick this knight. Now this knight is out of squares, right? Because he played this pawn move and took away the last square for his knight. Yeah, no, I thought I was going to get knight c2 regardless, but of course the queen can go there and defend. So, silly me. I saw the queen couldn't go here. I was looking at this square. And the queen couldn't go there because of the pawn. Okay, we just drop back. It's okay. He wanted my bishop to go here, I guess, so he could take it with his knight. Not happening. Well, we can ask the computer that, whether it likes knight b4 or knight d4. 10 million ways to win. 10 million ways to win in the city. Yeah. Okay, bishop or queen. I like taking with the bishop, I think. Rated or unrated viewer games? Depends on their rating. If it's a similar rating, then we should probably. I like playing rated games. It's fine. It's if they're much higher or much lower than me. Like Joe. Joe is just a stronger player, so I'd prefer to play him unrated. There's almost a mate here. Yeah, that's why I kept the queen here, seeing if I could do something. The knight could go there. The king could step up here. Bishop could go here. So knight f3 and bishop to... oh, that's why it's not a mate. It's because... because he can play d3. I can take, but then he can sacrifice the queen. So we do it this way. Check. And check. He gave up. Yeah, right. Let's go to the analysis board and look at the final position. So I was thinking, let's turn this on. I was thinking check this way. And yeah, you can't avoid mate from this position because I got my queen over here. So if he goes here, let's take it. If he steps up, I can check with this. And here. This is not the fastest mate. But it's fun. That's funny. I was like following computer recommended moves. That can't have been the fastest mate. Oh, I missed a mate in one. Mate in one is queen d3. So yeah, this is all just winning, 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 winning. So at the point when I played knight to d4, that was the recommended move. It recommended playing that move even before my queen move. Okay, I thought this pawn move was okay. It thinks I'm just winning here. Have I already won a piece? No. This is funny, though. It's got a -5 score. No, it did not like knight b4. Only knight d4. The bishop b4 line is nuts. Check it out. Bishop b4. Pawn up. Bishop back. A move ago. Not this position. Bishop b4 here. He takes the pawn. Okay, I'm just not even bothering to defend the pawn. He takes it. Then what do I play? I castle. I totally ignore it. Let's see. He takes the knight. I take with the queen. And it just says I'm winning by -4. Okay, finally he kicks the bishop. Why am I winning? Bishop here. Suppose he just takes everything. He's got 2 bishops he could take. Oh, I'm winning because I've got the rook here, skewering the queen and the king. Yeah, I connect the rooks. That's the key thing. So even though I have 2 pieces hanging, I have a winning position. So anyway, yeah, this is a really dangerous gambit. Let's see. If we go back to where white first went wrong. So this is the normal line. It's considered Actually, the computer rates this as slightly good for white, but not a pawn up for white, just a plus 0.3. And then this is even when he takes. So he's got an extra pawn, but he's behind in development and his center is weak. And that was his first mistake. You got to play this right away. You got to prevent black from pushing through, and then black plays here to keep you from pushing further. And this is a position where white can play this, but it's an easy attack for black. The computer did not mind knight b4. Yeah, that's probably true. It didn't mind it, but it was definitely preferring knight d4. Let's see. So if we go back here, instead of that, we went with knight b4. Well, in this particular case, knight b4 is not good. Maybe the move before, instead of the bishop b4, you could play knight b4. It's not good there. So it's just here. You could play knight b4, right? Yeah, and it's still okay here. Yeah, after queen e7, then it's definitely a playable move. Interesting. Okay, well, that wraps up this session. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I was going to try and play some War Thunder this afternoon, so check it out if you have time. In any case, remember to follow me to get notifications for when I'm streaming. And I will see you all next time. Bye now.